Hi, good morning po sa inyong lahat. Good afternoon at good evening po. This is me, your friend. I am Shanwein. And today po is, meron po tayong pagkakwentuhan. But let me go through the intro first. There you have it. Tapos na po ang intro. Ngayon po, may mga bagay tayong, alam niyo, i-discuss. This is regarding Queenie and the Detic family. So, even before we get started with the conversation, meron po akong dalawang clip na kinuha. And I just wanted to share it with you para meron po tayong better understanding kung ano ang bipolar at saka postpartum depression. So, without further ado, let's play the clip.
What is bipolar disorder? The word bipolar means two extremes. For the many millions experiencing bipolar disorder around the world, life is split between two different realities, elation and depression. Although there are many variations of bipolar disorder, let's consider a couple. Type 1 has extreme highs alongside the lows, while Type 2 involves briefer, less extreme periods of elation, interspersed with long periods of depression. For someone seesawing between emotional states, it can feel impossible to find the balance necessary to lead a healthy life. Type 1's extreme highs are known as manic episodes, and they can make a person range from feeling irritable to invincible. But these euphoric episodes exceed ordinary feelings of joy, causing troubling symptoms like racing thoughts, sleeplessness, rapid speech, impulsive actions, and risky behaviors. Without treatment, these episodes become more frequent, intense, and take longer to subside. The depressed phase of bipolar disorder manifests in many ways: a low mood, dwindling interest in hobbies, changes in appetite, feeling worthless or excessively guilty, sleeping either too much or too little, restlessness or slowness, or persistent thoughts of suicide. Worldwide, about 1 to 3% of adults experience the broad range of symptoms that indicate bipolar disorder. Most of those people are functional, contributing members of society, and their lives, choices, and relationships aren't defined by the disorder. But still, for many, the consequences are serious. The illness can undermine educational and professional performance, relationships, financial security, and personal safety. So what causes bipolar disorder? Researchers think a key player is the brain's intricate wiring. Healthy brains maintain strong connections between neurons thanks to the brain's continuous efforts to prune itself and remove unused or faulty neural connections. This process is important because our neural pathways serve as a map for everything we do. Using functional magnetic resonance imaging, scientists have discovered that the brain's pruning ability is disrupted in people with bipolar disorder. That means their neurons go haywire and create a network that's impossible to navigate. With only confusing signals as a guide, people with bipolar disorder develop abnormal thoughts and behaviors. Also, psychotic symptoms like disorganized speech and behavior, delusional thoughts, paranoia, and hallucinations can emerge during extreme phases of bipolar disorder. This is attributed to the overabundance of a neurotransmitter called dopamine. But despite these insights, we can't pin bipolar disorder down to a single cause. In reality, it's a complex problem. For example, the brain's amygdala is involved in thinking, long-term memory, and emotional processing. In this brain region, factors as varied as genetics and social trauma may create abnormalities and trigger the symptoms of bipolar disorder. The condition tends to run in families, so we do know that genetics have a lot to do with it. But that doesn't mean there's a single bipolar gene. In fact, the likelihood of developing bipolar disorder is driven by the interactions between many genes, in a complicated recipe we're still trying to understand. The causes are complex, and consequently, diagnosing and living with bipolar disorder is a challenge. Despite this, the disorder is controllable. Certain medications like lithium can help manage risky thoughts and behaviors by stabilizing moods. These mood-stabilizing medications work by decreasing abnormal activity in the brain, thereby strengthening the viable neural connections. Other frequently used medications include antipsychotics, which alter the effects of dopamine, and electroconvulsive therapy, which works like a carefully controlled seizure in the brain, is sometimes used as an emergency treatment. Some bipolar patients reject treatment because they're afraid it will dim their emotions and destroy their creativity. But modern psychiatry is actively trying to avoid that. Today, doctors work with patients on a case-by-case basis to administer a combination of treatments and therapies that allows them to live to their fullest possible potential. And beyond treatment, people with bipolar disorder can benefit from even simpler changes. Those include regular exercise, good sleep habits, and sobriety from drugs and alcohol, not to mention the acceptance and empathy of family and friends. Remember, bipolar disorder is a medical condition, not a person's fault or their whole identity, and it's something that can be controlled through a combination of medical treatments doing their work internally, friends and family fostering acceptance and understanding on the outside, and people with bipolar disorder empowering themselves to find balance in their lives.
Everyone I knew, I felt like had the most wonderful experience after they had their baby, but I didn't know how to say, like, I am freaking out.
Postpartum depression to me is the disconnect you have with your baby.
An overwhelming, uncontrollable sense of anxiety.
One of many mental illnesses that can affect mothers.
When I got pregnant, I was instantly in a bad mood. In addition to that, I had fibroids, which are tumors that grow in your uterus, and it was really scary.
I knew I had postpartum depression from the first time when I went to go and pump my breast milk at work, and I just broke down crying.
I actually remember saying to my husband, people kept saying I'd be so emotional and I feel fine. And the reality of the situation was that I was completely emotionally numb.
Right after I had the baby, it was my husband's birthday, so I baked him a cake and I invited people over, and people were like, "What are you doing?" But I felt like it was my duty to celebrate his birthday, to try to nurse, and then come back and put on a happy face.
I believed that every parent around me knew what they were doing and that I was this devastating failure.
When my son was 4 months old, and I remember breastfeeding him, but he wouldn't stop crying. And I got face to face with him and I screamed, "Stop crying." That was probably the moment I realized I needed help.
It's a really defeating feeling, knowing that this is something you have no control over.
I thought after that moment, I just need to hold my baby. I don't ever want this to happen again, and something has to change.
Being a stay-at-home mom was really isolating, but I felt like I kind of came out of it when I started exercising and hanging out with other moms.
I started feeling better when I could wake up to my baby every morning, and he just makes everything better and everything worthwhile.
To all the mothers going through this, surround yourself with people who get it, because you're not alone.
I know there's so much pressure right now to be like a perfect mom. You have to be honest. You have to let people in and let them know what you're going through.
If you are out there and you are struggling, I want you to know that it is going to get better.
I'm a mother, and I am vulnerable, but I am capable.
And I am fighting every day.
And I'm doing the best that I can.
And struggling with postpartum depression didn't make me weak, but becoming victorious over it, that's what made me strong.
We have lost way too many moms, so please stay with us. Find yourself a community and keep fighting.
So, based po dun sa, sa mga clip na shinare ko po rito, everything is very self-explanatory. So, ito po ay nanggaling sa mga tao who have experience, who have a better understanding of what is bipolar and postpartum depression. Alam niyo po, hindi man po lahat ng kababaihan ay nakakaranas po ng postpartum depression, pero ito po ay isang normal na pinagdadaanan ng mga bagong panganak. Which is basically, this is how I see kung paano nagkaroon ng misinterpretation ang pagkakaroon ng bipolar as well as postpartum. So, doon po sa huling kaganapan sa part 2 ni Queenie, hindi po malinaw kung ano ang possible na mangyayari. But if in any case po na mag-decide si Queenie na mag-file ng mga kaso against sa lahat ng taong involved dun sa kanyang story regarding sa pagdala sa kanya sa mental. Okay? So, ito po yung mga nakikita kong reason na possible siyang magkaso. Number 1 po dyan is yung coordination po between her, the barangay chairman, and the social worker, pati na rin po ang mental. Ganito po kasi yan. So, medyo balik tayo ng konti, no? Si Queenie, ang asawa niya isang engineer, ang in-law niya ay may tindahan, at isang barangay chairman naman yung asawa. Ang bipolar po kasi, hindi yan basta-bastang ganyan lang. Meron pong diagnosis na ginagawa dyan. Pwede siyang dalhin muna sa isang private clinic na kung siya man ay nagwawala, okay, sa tinatawag natin, nagkakaroon siya ng mga episodes niya. So, dapat merong history. So, before siya dinala ng mental, dapat meron pong history na siya ay may mga episodes of that disorder. Tapos, meron din po kasing level ang bipolar, as explained already sa clip. Ang nakikita kong pwedeng kapanipaniwala na si Queenie ay may bipolar, kung prior sa kanyang pagbubuntis, kung prior sa kanyang pag-aasawa dito kay Michael, dapat meron na siyang record na siya ay nagkaroon ng, alam mo yan, mental disorder or meron siyang episodes of bipolar. Hindi naman po yan bigla-biglang nangyayari. Okay? Not unless yung isang tao is merong depression, anxiety, and all the stuff na nagde-develop to bipolar. Sabi nga rin po sa clip na ang bipolar is pwedeng genetics. Okay? So, ngayon, kung halimbawa nga na may ganun, may pera kang tao, bakit mo dadalhin sa mental hospital yung pasyente? Instead, dalhin mo sa psychiatrist, okay, ma-diagnose siya ng maayos para ma-determine if she is having a postpartum or she's just having, she has a bipolar or she's just having a postpartum depression. Then, between po sa coordination na, ulit, babalik tayo. Kung ang pasyente walang kapasidad or ang pamilya niya or whoever na connected sa kanya, wala pong capacity na buhay, na alam mo yun, ilagay siya sa isang magandang institution. That's the time na gagawa ng request o ire-report ni barangay chairman o whoever's concerned kay MSW, okay, doon sa LGU, na kailangan siyang gawa ng case study. So, gagawan siya ng assessment. So, from the assessment ng isang registered social worker or licensed social worker, saka lang magkakaroon ng endorsement na tinatawag na siya ay madala sa mental hospital. Typically po, ang dinadala sa mental hospital, hindi lang yung mentally incapacitated or may mental disorder. Dapat din po sila ay financially unstable. Wala silang, alam mo yun, enough na funds to sustain her, na ilagay siya sa isang rehabilitation for this type of cases. Okay? So, kung yun po lahat hindi nangyari, so there are certain breach there. Okay? So, pwedeng politically motivated yung kanyang tawag dito, pagdala doon. When I say politically motivated, alam niyo po, pag kayo nagtatrabaho sa gobyerno, maraming sip-sip dyan, maraming palakas, okay? So, nagamit ang kanyang pagiging barangay chairman to manipulate all this, okay? On the top of that, para mapabilis yung proseso. May kakilala po ako na talagang siya ay qualified para madala sa mental hospital, pero hindi po siya tinatanggap doon. Hindi ko po alam kung anong rason. Not unless siguro may kilala kaming malakas na politiko na mag-i-endorse sa kanya doon. Okay? So, number 2 naman po, pwede pong kasuhan ng buong pamilya ng Detic dahil sa kanilang sabuatan. Okay? So, siguro, etong Detic na Michael, wala nang magawa. So, inayunan na lang niya yung kanyang mga magulang na ganun ang gawin. Nakikipaghiwalay, siguro nakikipaghiwalay itong si Queenie sa lalaki, ayaw ni Michael, so bilang ganti, kinausap siguro ang pamilya, gumawa na ako ng kwento. And then, this is just a speculation, okay? Kinausap ang pamilya, magulang, in response to that, okay, ayaw mo pala sa anak ko ha, dadaling kita sa mental para magkaroon ka ng record, then mas madali para sa'yo maanal. Bakit? Ang annulment po kasi, ang reason po kasi or grounds ng kanyang pagpapaanal is psychological incapacity. So, pag nakakuha ng record from the hospital na siya ay merong bipolar at endangered po ang bata, so automatic, of course, maanal siya. At the same time, yung bata mapupunta kay Michael. Ito po yung nakikita kong anggulo kung bakit nila ginawa yon. That's number 3, paggamit ng medical records ni Queenie, which is a breach of patient confidentiality. Okay? Ito po ay na-mention ng ating kaibigan na si Jen Donaire at fellow blogger. Okay? So, pinanood ko ang kanyang, marami po akong napanood na reaction video regarding this. So, isa po yan sa mga na-mention niya, which is true po. Ang meron lang pong kakayanan na makarequest na medical records mo is ikaw mismo na pasyente, kung ikaw ay mentally incapacitated or physical incapacitated, ni mga ganyang eksena, saka lang papasok ang immediate family mo. Kung ikaw ay single, magulang or kapatid. Pangalawa, normally hospitals will require you an authorization letter or SPA. Okay, the most is SPA, Special Power of Attorney, na kung ang kapatid mo, ang nanay mo, or whoever, bedridden na yan, so kailangan mo ng SPA sa mga malalaking institusyon. Ngayon, pwede rin makarequest si Michael dahil siya ang asawa, okay? But definitely, maraming pagdadaanan na proseso before nire-release ang medical records ng isang pasyente. Dahil pwede pong kasuhan ang hospital na gumawa noon. Kasama na rin yung personnel na naglabas ng medical records. So, yung pag-present po ng pamilya ni Queenie, ni Michael, kay Sir Rafi Tulfo, isa po yung malaking proof na nag-breach po ang family detic. Hindi mo kasi pwedeng gamitin yung medical records ng isang tao against dun sa isang kaso na ipiniparatang mo sa kanya. Okay? Not unless requested by the court. Okay? Ang court lang, maliban sa lahat ng mga yon, ang court lang ang merong capacity to have that records kasi legal matters na po yun. Everything in the hospital are legal documents. So, moving on. Gusto ko sanang malaman kung ano yung criminal case na sinampa ni Queenie before, noong 2013. And yung dismissal noon, parang hindi ko matanggap na dinismiss yung kaso, dala ng hindi siya nag-a-attend. Possible. Pero, ipapatawag siya ng paulit-ulit ng korte. 'Di ba? Kasi dito po pag kayo po nag-file ng kaso dito at wala kayo, tatawagan kayo ng korte. Tatanungin bakit. Bibigyan nga ng 3 chances dito. Then after that, hindi nila i-dismiss yung kaso. I-default nilang panalo yung kinasuhan mo. Or kung ikaw nagkaso, panalo ka. Okay? Ganun lang yun. Ibig sabihin, para sa kanila, guilty ka. Ngayon, number 5 po, itong si ex-barangay chairman Detic, pwede po siguro itong ma-file ng kaso sa ombudsman, administratibo. Bakit po? Kasi gumamit po siya ng political power niya doon sa transition na ginawa kay Queenie from from bahay to mental hospital. So, asan yung proper documentation? Kung meron man pong mga missing process doon. So, isa lang ang nangyari doon. Nagkaroon ng influence ng kanyang power as the barangay chairman. Alam niyo po, sa totoo lang, as simple as SK chairman, corrupt na. How much more po ang barangay chairman? 'Di ba? So, habang tumataas yung posisyon sa politics, so pataas ng pataas din yung kakayanan mo gumawa ng mga kakaiba. Ngayon, isa pa po na pwedeng maging kaso is yung sa forgery or pagsisinungaling niya. Okay? May forgery po sa pirma, meron ding forgery. Forgery, they sound alike. Pagsisinungaling. Para lang makagain ng something. Okay? But typically, yung mga ganitong eksena is with regards to pera. But however, the definition itself is nagsisinungaling ka para meron kang personal gain sa isang senaryo. So, ayan na naman. Kung mapatunayan po na ang pamilya Detic ay nagsisinungaling, lahat ng taong nagsalita, pwedeng kasuhan nun. Okay? Tapos, number 7, kung mapatunayan man na ang documents na hinahawakan ng pamilya Detic, okay, ay fake. Ito, again, is another case of falsification of public documents. Okay? So, yung mga ganyang bagay. Number 8, meron po ako nakikitang medical malpractice na nangyari. Bakit po? Kasi kung na-misdiagnose nila si Queenie ng bipolar, again, sa isang simpleng postpartum depression, ang postpartum po kasi is stage lang yan eh. Ang bipolar is disorder na eh. Okay? So, yan. Medical malpractice po yan. Pwede pong kasuhan, 1, ang doktor, pati na rin po ang hospital na kung saan siya nagtatrabaho. Okay? Tapos, yung number 9, na-mention na rin po to previously, illegal detention. Dahil nung dinala si Queenie sa mental, without any proper, assessment, siya po ay kinonfine for 3 days. So, illegal detention po yon. Ngayon, ano pa po yung mga possibility, which is number 10? Pwede pong kasuhan ng, again, administratibo sa PRC ang lahat ng professional na involved. Pwede pong ma-revoke ang kanilang mga license, starting sa mga doctors, sa mga nurses, sa mga social worker, pati na rin po si Engineer Michael, kung siya ay licensed engineer. Yan, pwede rin pong ma-revoke ang kanyang license. Kasi halo-halo na po yung mga kaso na pwedeng isampuan ni Queenie against sa pamilya Detic. May part doon na civil, may part din po doon na criminal. Although mas marami yung criminal cases na pwede niyang isampa. So, bakit, ano po kaya sa tingin niyo ang gagawin ni Queenie after all this? Sa tingin ko, kailangan ni Queenie ng isang matinding suporta manggagaling sa maraming tao na i-push niya ang magkaso sa mga Detic. Bakit ko ini-encourage si Queenie for that? Una, dahil I know na hindi to special case, okay? I feel na marami ring taong ganito ang pinagdadaanan. Hindi man as same as kay Queenie, but using their political influence, marami po tayong social injustice na nagaganap around us. So, if mabigyan po natin ng hustisya tong si Queenie through legal assistance, more often than not, marami ring matatakot na gumawa na ng ganito. Okay? These people who are victim will gonna come forward. And more often than not, hihingi ng tulong kay Sir Rafi. Anyway, Queenie, sana pag-isipan mong mabuti kung ano ang mga susunod mong hakbang. I can see a very strong case against the Detic family. Gusto ko lang po kayong i-remind na hindi po ako isang law expert at hindi rin po ako abogado. Medyo nakatungtong lang po tayo ng law school. But definitely there are a lot of experts out there na pwede tayong bigyan ng enlightenment. So, nananawagan po ako sa mga abogado dyan, sa mga social worker at doktor. Ano po ba ang possible na pwedeng gawin ni Queenie to find justice sa lahat ng ginawa sa kanya? I'm not 100% sure how true this is, pero meron po akong isang comment na nakita na inatras daw, hindi raw itutuloy ni Queenie na magkaso against sa mga Detic. Alam mo, Queenie, nire-respeto ng lahat ng tao yung decision mo, but definitely, hindi lang ito minsan mangyayari. Pwede nilang gawin to sa ibang tao. Pwede ka nilang balikan in the long run. Okay? Maraming pwedeng mangyari. Anyway, guys, again, maraming salamat po. Ang dami na naman sinabi. So, again, sa mga, and again, puro again, no? Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. I hope na nakiliti ko po ang inyong pag-iisip sa mga nasabi ko. Baka meron po kayong mga inputs. I would love to hear that. Gusto ko pong marinig ang inyong thoughts regarding dito sa topic natin today. And I'm sure lahat po tayo merong matututunan dito. Again, I wish you guys a great Sunday. Have fun out there, and God bless po sa inyong lahat.